It being 6 o'clock, I will call the Permanent Building Committee to order. For the 5 permanent members in attendance and 3 of the alternates here, so this is great. Bob Medeiros, was there any correspondence?
No, I was there this morning, nothing there.
Okay. And Mark?
I was there this morning and there's nothing there.
Okay. I just on a personal note, and I went to the town hall the other day and I tried to look at our mailbox, and I find it ironic that the mailbox for a 5 foot tall person is on the top shelf of the.
You gotta reach up with your fingers, you can grab it.
Barely. Okay, just a quick review for those of us who were there on Saturday. I would like to give personal thanks. Jim, you were working the polls. Mark, Bob and I were out holding signs. Jack was out there holding a sign, and it was a beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous day. And we, Article 2 did succeed by 97 votes, so it wasn't by much, but it did succeed. And at the polls, we did need a majority of the vote, which we did receive. Well, excuse me, we're now moving on towards town meeting. And the town meeting vote is a 2/3 vote.
Yep.
So we need to be aware of that. And so we need to discuss what kind of PR we're going to be doing between now and May 8th and getting the vote out. So I think I have been in touch with Jason at the Community Access Center and asked him if he would do a tour of the interior of the existing COA, the existing town hall, and a look at the athletic fields, so we can get those out towards the public. And so I think Beth and Mike Units, we need to set up somebody who is going to do the tour. Jack, I believe you had some suggestions for people at the town hall.
Yes, I think I proposed Chief Simmons from Norton Fire to come through from a fire life safety perspective, Nick Ifrady, the building inspector, as well as perhaps Estelle from an employee perspective, and you get sort of multiple views of that. And the more I thought about it, I think it might be beneficial to have Chief Simmons and Nick go through the COA building as well to do the same level of discourse to all three, or to both buildings.
Okay.
Dinah?
Yes, Bob?
Jack, through you to Jack. Jack, you should get Chris in there too about the Board of Health, about the heating.
Oh, yes.
In there.
Yep.
That's bad.
Yeah, perfect. I remember the night we were there and the damn thing started spewing out steam.
Yep,
Great point.
yep. Yeah, get him involved.
Okay. And Sherry, I believe Wade is going, we talked about approaching him to do the walkthrough.
Aaron Sumner, actually the athletic director.
Okay. Aaron?
Yep. So do you want me to reach out to Jason and Aaron to schedule that?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll take care of that tonight.
Okay. And I know, we talking about the same Jason at the COA, at the community access?
Yes.
Jason.
Okay, because I'd already sent him an email and I just need to get some dates from people that they think would be workable for him to work with.
Okay, so do you want me to, what would you like me to do? Put you in touch with Aaron?
Yeah, if you could, we can get a couple of dates. Probably, I would like to look at next week if possible.
I know Aaron would like to do sooner rather than later because with the next spring sports season coming up, and some senior activities that we have planned, he's going to be really busy. So he said the sooner the better.
Okay. So I will do that. Estelle?
Estelle's on, and I know she was excited about being on TV. She's really looking forward to it, right, Estelle?
She's not speaking to you at the moment, so that's how excited she is. Do you have a
I'll do my
time,
best.
Estelle, that's good for you?
I'm sorry, I joined late. What period, is it any day, particular day that you've?
No,
already
well,
selected?
I'm trying to establish a calendar amongst, like 5 people, so it's going to be a hit or miss for a little bit.
I'll try to be available, certainly during the day, anytime.
Okay, so
Work
anytime
around that.
during the day?
Yep.
Okay, so Aaron is ASAP. Beth, how about you?
You're muted, Beth.
You're muted, Beth.
I can pretty much do anytime. I would just need a heads up to clear
Okay.
some appointments if I needed to.
Okay, so you
I
and
could work
Estelle.
around that. I think the cable people did actually a walkthrough and interviewed me a year or so ago for the same thing. I tried looking for it online today and I couldn't find it, but maybe
Yeah.
Jason would have it somewhere.
Well, I would prefer to have an up-to-date look at exactly where we are going into town meeting, so let's do that again. Okay, I'll.
Because my
leave that-
building right now is a disaster, even
That's okay.
because we had to clear out our main room. We put everything in the back card room, so that back room is filled with tables and chairs and stuff.
Well, I think, it'll be a good look at what we have to do to accommodate everything, so we'll just go for
Right.
that. Okay, so that'll be this evening. Mike, do we have an update on the Clemmy land?
We actually had a good lunch. A couple things he wants that we're looking at now. And then hopefully we can wrap it up. I'll get back to you.
Okay, sooner rather than later. I don't think the building committee wants to go into town meeting, proposing to put a new town hall on private property. So I think that would be good. Okay, any ideas for how we, for encouraging people to get out the vote?
Can we do a robocall that says Saturday's vote was only one of the necessary steps to get the projects going forward? I've spoken with many people who think that their vote on Saturday has taken care of it.
I'm not sure if we can, as a board, we cannot technically advocate. We can answer questions.
Mm.
So, Jim?
I was thinking of writing a letter to the editor and also going on the public access cable TV to clarify the need for 2/3 that even though we won by 93 votes, if we get 300 people at the town meeting, we need 200 of the 600, or I don't know the number, I haven't read it lately, of the 600 people who voted yes to show up at the town meeting. I have camping that weekend and I'm either coming back from camping or not going because I didn't schedule right. My dance card was screwed up, but I would like to go as a citizen on the cable TV because I think the No Charter people had 5 different sessions on cable TV, and I don't know if that was their success or what, but I think a lot of people do watch that, and I think a letter to the editor, just a thank you, but your job's not done. You've got to come back and at least sit at the special town meeting and then sit through 3 articles. So if it's reconsidered, because my personal feeling is the no charter people are now gonna, some of them are opposed to our building. I think they'll put their efforts into
That's,
opposing the stuff. And I just, as a citizen, I would like to go on. I don't think there's any conflict or anything else there.
okay, well, let's, I would like to keep it focused on what our committee's going to do. Of course, as private citizens, we, have the right to do what we want.
No, I'm just giving you the reasons. I would not say that on TV, which I am not right
You
now.
just have, and I would like to keep this to committee business and not talking about other groups. I mean, everybody's going to do what they're going to do, and we can
You
only
asked-
control
You
what
asked
we're
for a
doing.
plan of things to do. I would like to go on, I'm sort of asking for your blessing, but I'm going on cable TV, and I will write a letter to the editor, and hopefully it will not get put in the letters thing. It'll get put in an editorial thing if I can put the right things together.
Okay, well, I think as we are going forward, as I said, individuals, we do have our individual rights. But I think as we're heading into town meeting, we need to coalesce around single spokesmen for the groups. And I would like to think that Sherry or Joe Bayetta, just one of them, could be the official spokesman for the school part of the project. Jack, as chairman of the board of selectmen, you and Mike, one of you is the official spokesman for the town hall part of the project. Beth, you're the official spokesman for the COA part of the project. And if you don't mind, I will take the lead spokesman for the building committee, and we can answer questions put to us on those specific topics with a single unified voice. I think that's very important right now.
So I'm planning on putting something in my newsletter that should get mailed to everybody the first week of May, sort of explaining, I can't say vote yes or no, but I can explain that it is a two-part process. So I will put that in.
Yes, that is informational, and that is perfectly.
I mean,
allergies tonight. Perfectly legitimate.
And I plan
thing to do.
on using social media as well, and I will probably need to do that as a private citizen, like I did last time, where I posted pictures of the inside of the leaky ceiling on town hall, and I'll also I've got some ideas for the senior center as well.
Okay. As we're approaching, talking about this, Mike, do you have we're within a month now, and I realize that this is something that does need to go before the finance committee. Do you have a date yet as to when we're going to be?
The 21st, if you're available on that day.
Well, I think, yeah, that's an important day.
Yeah,
April 21st.
yeah,
And what time, please?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
And a couple things on town meeting that we need clarification from town council on. There's talk of some people wanting to split the projects. I'm not sure you can do that. And it's one article. I'm not sure legally if you can split it into 3 separate votes. You can reduce a project, you can't add to it the cost of a project after the vote at the ballot, but we need some clarification on that part, because I know that's some of the talk that people are looking at, and I don't think you can do that, but that's just my opinion right now.
Okay.
If we can get that information sooner rather than later, then we can let the parties that are thinking that way know about that. I don't know if it'll help us at all, but we could educate them.
Yes, Bob.
Diana, couldn't they put a article, amendment to do that?
I think you could have an amendment to reduce the cost of the total cost. You could have an amendment to say you know, we want to do these two, we don't want to do this one. I amend this article to go for X amount of million for these two projects. You could do something like that, but I don't think you can say, I want to amend this to vote on each one separately. I don't think that can happen,
I see.
but we'll wait till council weighs in.
Okay,
Right.
town council has been asked, okay.
Yeah,
That's
Mike, Lauren hasn't come back to us on any of those questions yet, correct? Not that I saw.
Correct, Jack. Yeah, not yet.
okay. So, Mark, would you post a building committee meeting for April 21st?
Yeah.
And then those of us who can I will definitely attend the finance committee, but just in case there are 3 or more of us, we need to have a posted meeting.
As far as Madam Chairperson,
Yes, Beth?
as far as the town meeting goes, is there any way we can use those tents that the school has to sort of provide shelter for people? It's gonna be at 1 p.m. if it's a hot day. I'm just worried about getting people out there.
My calendar is going to be set up. Do you have any information on that yet?
I know that Chris Sonner is organizing a meeting of everyone that's involved in setting up town meeting, I believe for Wednesday, so we'll check on that as part of that meeting.
Okay,
Because our last town meeting, I did see people get up and leave after a while, some of our older residents, because they just couldn't be out in the sun that long. And we need them to stay.
okay. And town
I think
meeting does begin at 1 o'clock, correct?
1:15, I think.
Yeah, the special meeting starts at 1:15, and I think the intent is to move this article to the first position, either by reordering the articles, which we're waiting on town council, or we can make a motion on the floor of town meeting to take them out of order so that we can try to get people out of the heat faster.
Thank you.
Try to be sensitive to their time.
I did, Jack, I did change the order, so it would be number 1 on the special.
You're the man. Thank you.
Thank you.
But just to be clear, guys, the town meeting actually starts at 1 o'clock.
Right.
Kinda.
Yes, Bob?
Do we have a rain date?
I don't know. Mike, do we have a rain date?
The board has not identified a rain date yet.
So, no, bring your umbrella so far. Okay. And I would like to just, as a personal I don't know, foible, I guess, encourage people, you know, to attend town meeting and to attend the entire meeting. There's a lot of important work that the town has to get done, not just this particular article, but there are things such as the budget and planning and zoning articles that we do need to make sure we're there for. But this will be in the special that begins at 1:15, correct, Mike? Is that right?
Correct.
I'm hearing that right, okay.
And could I just say one other thing? I know when people are talking about the cost to the town hall, I don't think it's people know that cost also includes the demo and the renovation of the existing space for the fire department. So in effect, you know, with these projects, you'd be on the town side, you'd be addressing the council on aging, the fire department, and the town hall. So the only future project you might need at some point would be the highway garage. But other than that, would be taking care of 3 town facilities.
But we will not be financing any improvements or adjustments to the fire department other than making sure that the wall that will remain after the gymnasium part is taken down, is steady.
Yeah, I'd have to ask Mike Viveris what he included in his price on that, his estimates on that, how much of the work is related to that. to the fire department.
I think when I had a discussion with him, and I'm trying to peruse my notes right now, the entire town hall project is 23 million. The construction of the new town hall itself is in the realm of 18 million, and the rest is site work and demolition.
Okay.
I know.
So that is important. Yes, Bob?
I heard, I think you go back to it, I think it was $500,000 for the construction and deconstruction of the fire department. It's 500,000.
But that is not included in this project.
I think it is.
I think it's just making sure the wall is shorn up and is not gonna fall down so that it,
Yep, and knocking the building down.
knocking the building down, right? But I don't want people to think that we are doing remodeling of the fire department during this project. It's just making sure they have a solid wall that is there that they can expand into.
Yeah, but that's all included in the town hall. Right.
That is included, yes.
Okay.
Jim?
Along with Bob, I thought that Mr. Vivero said that it was to make the remaining wall weather tight. So we will be doing some upgrading of that wall, I believe, in our construction project, so that if you don't, you make the building uninhabitable.
No, yes, we are. Absolutely. I just do not want the general public to feel that we are doing renovations to the fire department as part of this project. We are making sure that they have a solid wall and a stable building, since they're going to be taking over that space.
Yes.
But we are solely doing Council on Aging Community Center, Town Hall, which includes, site conditions, and the school athletic fields. Estelle?
I just wanted to be clear on the site improvements. Does that also include the sewer?
Yes,
Is that-
it includes water, sewer, grading, all the earthwork, parking lots, everything. So it will be a complete project when we're done. But I think Mike had a good point. Some people are interpreting that as the 23 million as all going into the town hall building, which it's not all going into the building, just like at the COA Community Center. The entire, price includes site work. So it's not just all brick and mortar, it's site work, preparation, utilities and things like that.
That's a complete package.
Complete package,
Yeah, all right.
complete package. Okay, I think we need to make sure, I'm gonna work with Jason to get the, videos done of the interior of the existing buildings and the conditions of the fields. I think it would be a good idea, aside from Jim as a private citizen, to get the spokesmen for the department together to do a, show on, community access. And can anybody think of any other ways to reach out?
I'll pitch in. I will make signs and put them on Facebook, or do a video PSA voting. Yes, son.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. You have a lot of followers. The other thing we're going to have to deal with is how we are going to disseminate information at town meeting itself. And that's going to have to be in hard copy, because we don't have access to the audiovisual materials that we have when we're meeting inside the gymnasium. So I think we should go with, and if somebody else jump in here, the first booklet that we put together, that Mike Rivera's put together for us, reproduce those and have them ready for distribution at town meeting. not the, the fancy booklet, but the, just the 4-page pictures. Bob Briscoe.
I was gonna say, I still have some booklets too that are available. I'll take a count, let you know.
Okay.
And I also have about 70.
Okay, so we have those to give out and we can do some printing. Put that together and go to Staples and do that. Mark?
Is there any money left in DVBW's budget?
I believe they are just about tapped out. Mike Units?
They are tapped out. I don't know what you plan on copying, Dinah, but if it's something, we do have a color copier at the town hall. So if it's something that could be just copied on a regular copier, we could do that, but
Okay,
let me know.
all right. Because I don't think we need to go back and get additional expenditures for DB.
Yeah.
I never say that correctly, the architect. Jim?
Is there some way we can make up a 8.5 by 11, 1-page, 2-sided pamphlet rather than go out and spend money for, I mean, I say only get about 200 more booklets, but those of you who think there's going to be 1 million people at the town meeting want 500. I just think that if we have a 1-page thing, I know it's not the project in 1 page, but people are not really going to read too much about the buildings, and we've sort of flooded them with that kind of information. And yes, there are people who haven't got any information, but let's look at the cost, and it's cheaper to do a 1-page 2-sided than a 4-page pamphlet, or have somebody reprint the 12-page thing that Bob and I have extra copies.
I think that's what we're talking about is Mr. Viveras had done I think it was a 4-slide thing that I did when I was speaking to some community groups. I did in PDF form. So it would be just printing that PDF out front and back on a piece of paper and copying it.
If it's only 4 pages, then you could put 2 pages on the front and 2 pages on the back.
That's correct. That's what just a 1-page handout that we can have, nothing fancy. I don't think we need to do that. And Mike, I thank you very much. I think I'll take you up on that
And
that offer.
If you just emailed me what you want, then we can print it out.
Okay, that's great. And that's perfectly above board because it's informational only.
Right.
And I think if Bob and I bring what we have left over, somebody says, well, don't you have something more?
Yeah.
Reach into our bags and go, yeah, we have this, but not necessarily hand them all out. I think if somebody has a request, we can fulfill that request.
Correct. Okay. So I think we know what we're doing.
Yep.
The primary date right now that we have is April 21st at the Finance Committee. And that is at 7:00 p.m. and it's on Zoom.
Dinah,
Yes, Bob?
for Mike. Mike, we get a confirmed letter from Clemmy stating that we're gonna buy that land. I don't wanna go to town meeting and have that thing stuck up in the air without knowing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's a must.
Okay.
And I think our alternative plan, if we don't get it, if you look at the plan, all of Clemmy's land is parking. And I haven't sat down and looked at it, but I think it's extra parking. I think there's enough parking going beside the town hall, and with whatever accommodations we make, that, if he, for some reason, is finagling with Mike, then I'm gonna go forward. I know it's a red herring, and I call that red herring that somebody's gonna pop up that you don't, but no building is going on that land. It's just a parking area.
Well, we will.
You still have the parking area beside the fire department complex that will be made bigger because you're knocking down half of the building. So personally, I feel when we go to an architect, that if we don't have that property, it is a loss, but it's not a great loss.
Well, that comes after a positive vote at town meeting.
Right.
Mark?
Yeah, careful, Jim. I think we still need the parking for employees and people using town hall, the public. So I wouldn't say that land is not needed. It is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you look at what we have now and compare it to what's on there. I won't get into a personal argument about it, but I just feel it's a lot of extra property for a parking lot. But we voted on it, we want it, fine.
I think it creates the campus and it's needed.
Well, you tried that once with the senior center there and everybody felt it was too crowded, so.
But Mike, you will have a signed agreement with Mr. Clemming?
We will have either a letter or a PNS, yep.
Okay, I'm going from my Southern heritage. I've just carved that in stone. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. We will meet again on the 21st and then again on the 26th. Is that good for everyone?
For me,
Fine with me.
What time on the 26th, Diana?
Is 6 good, or would you rather meet later at 7? It doesn't matter to me at all.
6 is good.
That's just fine.
Good for me.
Okay. So everybody 6 o'clock on the 26th, right?
Yep, that's a Monday.
Yeah.
And the 21st
Yes.
And the 21st at 7.
at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't be here on the 21st, but I don't think I'm needed.
Okay, well, you're always needed, but have a good time wherever you're going.
Thank you.
Hopefully it's not another meeting.
No, it is not. It is not.
Okay, good. All right, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Jim Slattery, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand so I can see you. Excellent. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thanks, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.